Okay, so you're just going to make a pinch pot like you've done before. Try to keep the mouth small. I'm just going to stretch it. Stretch the walls. To close it, because you want to enclose it, you want it to be an enclosed form. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. In fact, I encourage you to make it where it's got a different sort of form to it than perfectly spherical, because then when you start to look at it and imagine what it can be, it becomes easier to see things if it's not a perfect circle. But the way you enclose it, you're going to tear the wall and overlap. Okay, now the piece that just overlapped, just like with the ball that you made, you're going to tear that excess off and then smooth it together. Okay, you're using pugged clay. We have a big can full of it. So I've got to get some of that done, some of that clay out. All right, so you could tear it again if you wanted to and enclose that. I'm just going to pinch it shut. Decide where you want the mouthpiece to go. This looks like right here looks like it could be the legs of some small thing. Here's where the head would be. Maybe these are legs. So I'm actually going to go ahead and push in over here to make some more legs on the opposite side. It could be some standing creature of some kind. So I'll probably try to do that. Which means I'm going to put the mouthpiece probably where the head is and blow in where the mouth is. Now, some of you are really excited because it looks like you might have the opportunity to make a pipe for smoking things. So what we do is we make sure that, and I won't fire it if it doesn't meet these requirements. It can only be 1 inch from the beginning of the mouthpiece to the opening. Okay? So that you will burn your nose if you try to. The flame will just burn right on the end of your nose. Okay, it'll be really funny. So we have to make sure the mouthpiece sets there. Hey, would you hand me that red bucket? Huh? Your mom's a tobacco user? Oh, okay. Well, good. All right, so the piece that you just cut off or tore off, you're going to make kind of like a piece of gum, you know, a small piece of Bubblicious or Bubble Yum or what else? What? What's in it? Huh? You see that? Shh. Jarrett. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this here, but I want to do is flatten a little bit. I'm going to flatten that. You see how it's flat now? So I'm going to attach the mouthpiece where it's level, and it's a level plane, the top of the whistle into the mouthpiece. Again, like always, I need to score and slip. Press that on. I'm going to put a coil right around where it joins together, right? And begin to smooth that coil.
Mr. Grimes?
Hey!
Blake Neal come to the office.
Can he wait about 5 minutes?
Pardon?
Can he wait about 5 minutes?
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks. Okay. Smooth this together. And now I have some, let's see, let's flatten it again. Make sure it's, again, a nice, flat, even plane. And I have these tools. These are whistle tools. They're made just for this project. Okay, it's got a pointed end and a flattened end. You see it's got an angle to it. Okay, so you're going to get one each day, and then you're going to bring it back to me. We don't want it mixed up in those tools because it will get lost or thrown away or broken. Okay, so we have about 30 of them. We have just enough. The next step is to right around where that, forget about the mouthpiece, right around where the pinch pot was, or the form, I'm going to take the pointed end, and I'm going to just push down into that open chamber. And when I do that, I'm going to pull up slightly, kind of just to start creating that mouthpiece, that airflow, and the way it's going to work. Because you can't just make a bunch of holes and it whistle. It's not going to work like that. It's got to be slanted at just the right space. It has to cut the air at just the right point to where it will actually work. So you've pulled it up, you see, slightly. And now I'm going to bevel. And each one of these steps is on that board over there. So I bevel that opening and get it ready. Now the end that I'm going to use to go into the mouthpiece, it goes angle side down. You see that? And I'm going to support the mouthpiece as I push through, and I want it to go right underneath the bevel. You see that? It goes right under the bevel. And then I pull it out, and see I have a lot of stuff down inside, and I just take the tool and press straight down to kind of break up some of that clay because you don't want it in the way. And it's whistling. So what you want to do now is you want to keep that passageway clean. You don't want it, while you're working on it, you can't bump the mouthpiece. If I bump the mouthpiece and get it off square with this opening, it's not going to work anymore. So the more you work with it, the more opportunity you have to mess this up. Or if you press down on this, anything that somehow inhibits the flow of air to go right under that bevel is going to stop it from whistling, okay? So what you're going to do is go back, and you don't need a lot of clay. You're just going to pug a handful of clay, get some plastic out of the bag. You should have a plastic bag probably still in your cubby, and keep it wrapped. But really you're going to make your pinch pot, close it up, add a mouthpiece, and try to go ahead and take care of all this today. Get this done. But once it's finished, once you've made it, like I said, once you've enclosed it, really, just look at it and think, what can this be? What does this look like? Now see this one, I looked all around, and then I thought, well, that looks like a goatee, so I'm going to make that into this goatee and then his mouth. And see, it's a little stiff. I'm still going to put some hair, okay? I might even decide to build some shoulders some way that it sits upright like that on a shelf. So I'm still working on this one. But I want to make sure I don't mess with this mouthpiece part too much. I want it to keep whistling. Okay? A little story about the whistle, and the reason why I say that about the pipe is some kid made this really awesome dragon whistle. Okay? And his parents came in a couple months later to see the principal and bring in the whistle. And I'm sure he was real popular in his little smoking circles because he had this cool whistle that he made in my class. And but I'm really have to monitor that mouthpiece part because this is a great project, and I hate to see us not be able to do it anymore. So.
Was he smoking tobacco?
Yeah. What else? I mean, yeah. Of course. All right. Go ahead, Blake. All right. So go to the pug. Let's pug some clay. Probably have to dig down in the middle of the can.